Good morning, Mets fans, and welcome to a Friday edition of Drive with Mr. Met. I am Mr. Met, and it has finally happened. Bryce Harper is no longer a free agent. Yesterday afternoon, it was announced that Harper was going to sign with the Philadelphia Phillies on a 13-year contract worth $330 million or something to that effect. And no opt-out, no trade clause, just an odd contract for a guy like Harper to accept, and to me even more odd for an agent like Scott Boras to allow his client to accept. I'm going to talk a little bit about the contract today and what this does, in my opinion, to the National League East. It was surprising to me, to be completely honest, that Harper decided on the Phillies. Not because it's the Phillies, but because of the other deals that were on the table from other teams in nicer cities, with one of them giving him a potential to do this all over again in 3 years. And I think it was the Dodgers who offered him like $45 million a year for 3 years. And then he'd be a free agent again when he's 28. And that's the one that I thought Boras would have tried to get him to pick. You know, because that would give Boras another chance at a big payday, and that would give his client another chance at a big payday. But surprisingly, that offer wasn't accepted. And look, let's be honest. The Dodgers are closer to the World Series than the Phillies. They've been runner-up now 2 years in a row in baseball. So the Phillies have not made the playoffs in many years. So the Dodgers would have given Harper a better shot at immediate playoff baseball, where his team won't lose automatically in the first round because he's not on the Nationals anymore. But he didn't go that route, and again, he's really surprised. It was really surprising to me to see him end up selecting the 13-year deal with the Phillies. And what was surprising to me the most was that he doesn't have an opt-out. I mean, that's what surprised me the most. Most of these teams like these deals because although they're 13 years or whatever they are, when a player can opt out after 3 years or something, then all that money isn't on the books. You know, it's the only thing that's guaranteed on the books is up to that first opt-out. Now, the player, of course, can regress terribly and be like, I'm not taking a chance at another free agent run. I'm going to just accept this money that I'm due, and that's that. And the surprising part to me is that language isn't included as well. Because, again, I would think that Harper and Boras would have wanted the opportunity to hit free agency again. At the way this contract is written up and the way it's described and the way it's structured, Bryce Harper is going to be in Philadelphia till like 2031 or 2032 or something like that. That's nuts to think about. I mean, my son will be out of college by then, which is just crazy to me. But, Bryce Harper's a Philly. And I'm not one of the people that think that this move makes the Phillies the favorites to win the division. I don't believe that. I think it makes the division that much more difficult, for certain. I think it makes for a lot more challenging games against the Phillies between all four of the teams in the division, plus the Marlins. But I don't think that Harper himself is a difference maker for the Phillies. Now, if they continue spending stupid money, if they go out and get Dallas Keuchel and Craig Kimbrell, which, I mean, that would be stupid money because they'd be spending a shit ton of money. But if they would go out and do that, then I'd be scared about the Phillies. Honestly, personal preference here, personal choice, and this is because I've said it a million times, I just don't get that concerned about Bryce Harper. I just don't worry about him that much. But what I was saying yesterday was that I would have been more concerned about the Phillies' chances to win the division if they had gone out and signed Keuchel and Kimbrell instead of Harper. Harper himself, again, to me, just doesn't change things that much. Is he a really good bat? Yes, he is. But dude had a 1.8 WAR last year. That's not anything to be scared about. Now, does this Phillies lineup look dangerous? It really does. It really does look like a dangerous lineup. Rhys Hoskins is going to be playing in the position where he's supposed to be playing. They brought in Andrew McCutchen on an expensive veteran contract, but whatever. Gene Segura is a huge addition. They also have JT Realmuto, who they traded for last week. So the Phillies have made some moves. And the interesting thing about it is that because of what happened yesterday, Mets Twitter lost its crazy mind and is bitching that the Mets have done nothing. And I'm sorry, but open your eyes, idiots, is all I can say. You cannot be that short-term memory where you're forgetting about the fact that the Mets brought in the best closer in baseball. They brought in Robinson Cano. They brought in Jed Lowry, who, yes, he's hurt, fine. But they brought in Jed Lowry, who drove in 99 runs last year. They brought in Justin Wilson. They've got Pete Alonso coming up from the minors. The concept that the Mets have just sat on their hands and done nothing this offseason, I just can't agree with that. Now, you can argue, hey, the Mets didn't make smart moves. Fine, I'll give you that. If you want to say that Harper and Machado were the only smart moves, which again I disagree with, but if you want to say that, fine. You have that. You make that point all you want, because J.D. Davis is certainly not Manny Machado, and I'm not going to say he is. Keon Broxton is certainly not Bryce Harper, and I'm not going to say he is. But my belief is that the Mets did enough to improve their team's depth and not dumped all of their eggs in one basket. Because let's think about this nightmare scenario, and tell me if this is or is not Mets. Okay, the Mets go out and sign Bryce Harper for $900 trillion, $1 billion. The Mets go out and sign Bryce Harper, and 2 weeks later he twists his ankle and breaks his fibula and can't play baseball for 22 months. What position are the Mets in then? Are they not in the same position they were last year, where Jack Reinheimer is getting reps in September? That's my belief on this. I think what they did to improve the overall balance of the team will serve them as well, if not better, than going out and spending stupid money on a player who is not stupid money worthy. And that's that. So, I'm sure that you have some opinions about what I just said. I don't care. I'm not going to change mine. I don't have any intention to say that Bryce Harper's worth the money he's going to get paid. And it'll be interesting to see how well Philadelphia fans acclimate themselves to this guy, and more importantly, how well he acclimates to playing in Philadelphia, because that's a fan base that, as we all know, things don't go well. They're just as bad as New York as far as turning on their own. So let's not forget, this is the city that threw batteries at Santa Claus. That's going to wrap it up for today. If you have thoughts, opinions, comments about my discussion here today, hit me up on Twitter at Mr_Met, or of course you can leave a comment underneath this video in the comments section. Until next time, which will be Monday, hopefully, weather permitting, of course. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, as I always do. And as always, let's go Mets.